What's going on, y'all? VNNCZ3 here, coming back at you with another Lord's Mobile game guide. And if you like what you hear and what you see in the video, go ahead and give the video a like. Also, if you're not a subscriber, I upload daily Lord's Mobile game content, okay? Ranging from strategy guides to gameplays to giveaways even. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. What are you waiting for? But here's the good news. If you are a subscriber, guys, on April 13th, I'm announcing the 750 subscriber video winners, okay? Also, here's the big kicker, okay? The 1,000 subscriber video will be in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. All right, I got some time on my hands. Whenever I get some free time, I'll make that video, guys. But anyways, I don't want to distract from this, okay? I got asked in a YouTube comment, okay, and I'm telling you guys, message me on YouTube. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me, okay? In one of the comment sections, right? So let's move on. I got asked what it takes to make what exactly does it take to make a successful guild, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a couple of things here, and I'm gonna leave you guys with a statement, okay? You guys may want to use. Now, first thing you got to ask yourself, okay? How active are you in the game, okay? Now, if you're gonna be a guild leader, you need to be very, very, very active in the game. You can't just what's the word I'm looking for? You can't just say I'm the guild leader because I'm the best person, yada yada yada. Because I'm telling you, your guild's gonna fall apart, or you're gonna have little to no activity in your guild. The guild leader runs the show. They have to make sure everybody's being active. They have to talk to their members. They have to do a bunch of that stuff. So your activity and your production directly impacts the productivity and the activity of your guild. Remember that, okay? For anybody who's trying to start a guild, or for anybody who actually has a guild, you have to do those two things, okay? Your productivity in the game, that means growing your castle, all that stuff, because people follow success, believe it or not. Now, you know, if the top players on your server, if they were guild leaders, they would have a lot of people, and most people are the guild leaders if they're on the top of the server, or they are friends of the guild leader. Either way, long story short, guys, success follows success, okay? That's kind of weird, but it happens in real life too, you know? People who are very filthy rich, they have a lot of people following them, okay? Because they're already successful, and they're more successful because more people are following them. So I'm telling you guys, your productivity and your activity directly affects your guild's productivity and activity, okay? That's number one. Number two, you have to absolutely set your boundaries, okay? You have to make sure you make a statement. There will be no cursing. There will be no vulgarity in any kind of way. Now, vulgarity is anything like cursing somebody, like, ooh, you pompous or whatever. Now, that's not a curse word in my language, but that is vulgarity in some other people's, okay? You're being vulgar towards that other person, okay? And it's vocal anger, vulgar. That's kind of a mix between the two words. So, you know, you got to make sure you set your boundaries, because if you just accept anybody in your guild, that's why most successful guilds are private. You have to talk to their leader or leaders, and you have to, you know, kind of apply to their guild. Now, if you're just starting out, guys, that may or may not apply to you. Cool, I like the wood. But yeah, so number one, guys, you got to make sure you set your productivity high and your activity high as leader. Number two, you have to set your boundaries, standards, okay? Standards, and don't detract from them, okay? Because when they see weakness in a guild leader, they're going to go ahead and take it for granted and either do a couple of things. Either just not be as active, they're going to be against your word, they're going to be all over your diplomacy board, they're going to create a lot of problems for you, yada, yada, yada. Basically, a good guild leader keeps their members in check. Now, that sounds like you're the almighty powerful. No, you got to remember, they're your boss at this point, okay? Anybody who runs a business, their boss, if you are the CEO of your business, your boss is your consumers, okay? Now, as a guild leader, your consumers is your people that are underneath you, okay? Your guild members, basically. So you got to keep them happy as well. That's kind of number three, you know? Talk to them. Make them feel important. You gotta say, hey, do you need help? Do you need this? So a guild leader should be knowledgeable of the game. I wouldn't recommend you starting a guild not knowing anything about the game and then just kind of, you know, portraying yourself as this almighty person, because I'm telling you, you're gonna have maybe 5 members at the most, and it's gonna fall apart basically. So, get some knowledge underneath you too. That's like number 3 right there. Be successfully knowledgeable about the game, and I mean successfully knowledgeable. Like have credible knowledge, not well. I think this works like that. You need to be like super precise to the point. Yes, it works like this. This is what you need to do. Yada yada yada. Okay. Like you need to have that because people look forward to that. They look forward to the guild leader being that person they can go to. Okay. And so here, and number 4 is a message. Okay, when you're recruiting, you have to recruit in world chat for the most part, or the forums. Now, this is what I would type. Okay, if I was recruiting a brand new guild. Okay, start a new server, and I'm recruiting. Okay, so look at this. Okay, my guild is recruiting active players who contribute to daily activities such as monster hunting and resource sharing. Okay, those 2 things are absolutely vital to the success of a guild because I'm telling you guys, look, you don't get gift level 22 and tons of gifts every day. Look at this amethyst box. Those things are absolutely amazing. You don't get the gift levels and the gift boxes from a guild that's not active, okay? Now, your gift level may not go all the way up because you may not have a ton of buyers in your guild, but you're going to get a ton of guild gifts if you guys are actively monster hunting as a team, okay? Starting early off in the game, it's really difficult to kill the wyverns or griffins or snow beast or jade worms or whatever it is, whatever season it is basically, okay? So basically, the guild that plays together stays together, okay? And they're going to love it. They're going to love waking up in the morning and having like 200 guild gifts that they can open up because that really boosts their account quite a bit, guys. It really does. Also, make sure you encourage people to be active like that because just having people in your guild to just soak up gifts and whatnot, it's kind of, it's really detracting and it kind of deters people from joining you. So that's kind of another thing too. But here's the other thing too you guys want to make sure you guys take into mind. Looking for players that are new to about 150k might. Now, that can say whatever you want it to. Maybe you're 10 million might, and you're looking for more players that are like 500k might or higher. Set your boundaries, set your acceptance limit and your maximum limit, because you don't want to accept a bunch of 50 million might players in your guild because they can just leave whenever they want. They have no allegiance to you for the most part. So that's kind of like my summary of the whole thing, okay? 1, you have to absolutely set standards, okay? Absolutely. And keep your guild private. Handpick your guys out, okay? Number 2, you gotta have a backbone as a guild leader. 3, you gotta be super knowledgeable. 4, you gotta talk to the people in the world chat. And 5, here's another thing too. You gotta make sure you're not a bully on your server, okay? Now, a lot of players, they just want to have fun. All I want to do is have fun, guys. So here's the thing. When I put a message out there, I'm going to say it just like this, okay? Active for daily and resource sharing, yada, yada, yada. Language is English. Make sure you tell people what language you speak. Language is English or whatever it is you're going to type in there. And then make sure you say something just like this, okay? No cursing is tolerated, or whatever you want it to say, right? Maybe you're a mature guild, okay? Mature guild need not apply if you cannot handle adult talk, or whatever the case may be, okay? Make sure your message says exactly what you want it to say and make it stand out, okay? You guys want active players who monster hunt, who resource share. Your language is English, because I forgot the H on the end of this. And the capital, too. So, basically all I'm saying here, guys, is you have to talk to world chat, okay? And if you're going to be bullies, you got to put down in your message, hey, we plan on being the big guys. We are going to be the people that are going to be attacking everybody, yada, yada, yada. Or I've seen a lot of people do this right here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. This is right here. This is absolutely setting you up for failure. Guild recruiting active players for lots of fighting and or wars, yada 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 yada. Okay, all I'm saying here, guys, is you're gonna automatically fail at recruiting. You're gonna fail at getting players on your team if that is your message you're trying to send out. Okay, all I'm saying, guys, is you have to make sure your message says exactly what it is that your guild stands for. Okay, set your standards, all that good stuff. I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I know that I am, but that's exactly what it takes to make a guild leader, a guild successful, because the leader controls a lot of that. And don't forget, guys, talk to your members. Talk to your members. Like, say, hey, what's going on, guys? How can I help anybody out? You know, message me if you have any problems, yada, yada, yada. Like, you know, make alliances too. That's also a really great thing, you know, to say, hey, we're allied with these people, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, all I'm going to say, guys, is if you want a successful guild, and you are the leader, you got to put in a lot of work. You can't just say this, blah 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 blah, and then just hit the OK button and hope players come into you, and you know, and they do whatever they're gonna do, and then set your guild, you know, your guild to anybody can join. You know, all I'm saying here is that you absolutely 100% need to set your standards, okay? And you as a guild leader, you need to uphold those standards more than anybody else, because when players see that you're not doing it, they're not going to do it. So anyways, guys, this pretty much concludes the video. Thank you very much for your views. Thank you very much for your comments, because if you have comments, please ask them, okay? I'm not the leader of this guild, and I don't want to be any kind of leadership position. I haven't requested anything from there, and I don't want to, okay? I don't have enough time in the day to deal with a bunch of that stuff. So, but yeah, guys, hopefully the video is educational enough for you, and if it was, tell a friend. You know, that's the only thing I'm ever going to ask you guys to do, is to tell a friend. But anyways, guys, love, peace, and chicken grease. You know what I'm talking about. Be safe, but above all, stay classy.